Back in August, a Denver County judge was pulled from the bench for paying a defendant's $1 bail. Scripps News Group Denver spoke with a well-known defense attorney who says the judge's motives were well-meaning but wrong. Chief investigative reporter Tony KOAA has been following the story and the dilemma behind the case.
All right, so we got some work to do here.
That's the voice of the Honorable Judge Barry Schwartz in the middle of a fairly routine court hearing.
Your Honor, we are set for a bond forfeiture hearing.
But what developed during this 3-minute portion of that hearing is anything but routine.
To be candid, I've never heard of a judge doing something like this.
Harvey Steinberg is a prominent Denver-based attorney who regularly handles high-profile cases.
I hate to use the term stupid. It really is.
Shock. It shocked me.
Dennis Mays is retired after 17 years as the chief judge in Pueblo.
What's your first reaction when you heard these details?
I was surprised. I had never heard of anything like that happening before.
An agreement to quash the warrant.
Denver 7 Investigates asked Steinberg and Mays to review the details of that 3-minute recording.
And I think the last bond that was
obtained from the courts through an open records request.
It's pretty black and white what he did, and what he did was wrong.
The recording is from a hearing before Judge Schwartz back in August inside courtroom 3B, a defendant in court after violating probation on a 2016 misdemeanor assault charge. Judge Schwartz set the bond at $1.
Miss Rose did tell me that she does not have $1 on her right now. So I would ask the court to set a PR bond.
Here's the moment where that dollar becomes an issue.
But if the court would like to set a $1 bond, I think that she can go to an ATM and try and get that to be able to post.
And now the moment that led to an investigation into the decision made by a veteran judge, a decision made by Judge Barry Schwartz.
We have $1.
Oh, great. Thank you, Your Honor.
That's the voice of Judge Schwartz. After just 9 seconds, and to the apparent surprise of the defense attorney, he offered to provide the $1.
The judge says we have $1.
Big mistake.
We have $1.
Did he violate the rules?
Yes, we're supposed to be impartial. We're not to let our emotions get carried away in the courtrooms, and so that we can make solid judicial decisions.
And that position is supported by the Colorado Code of Judicial Conduct, rules and regulations Judge Schwartz is sworn to uphold. On the very first page, the word impartiality is stressed in both Canon 2 and Canon 3, a clear message that judges must remain impartial.
It's not gray at all. It's black and white. Judges don't assist defendants. Judges don't assist prosecutors. You're in the middle. You're supposed to be the person who makes sure that the law is followed. You're supposed to have a sense of propriety. You're supposed to have a sense of fairness. What he did, it clearly crosses the line. It is black and white.
Following the hearing, the court has confirmed to Denver 7 Investigates a complaint was filed and Judge Schwartz was removed from the bench while the complaint is investigated.
Now the question is for a kind of what I'm going to call foolish mistake, should he lose his job? I don't think so. I think that he did what he felt was an act of kindness. I'd like to see more judges act kindly and compassionate towards defendants, but he also has to realize his role in the system is not to step down from the bench and take sides.
Does this rise to the level of permanently removing Judge Schwartz from the bench?
I would not remove him permanently from the bench. I think in his heart he thought he was doing the right thing, and let his emotions get away with him for a while. While it's serious, it would not, to me, rise to the level of removal.
Denver 7 Investigates reached out to the Denver County Courts requesting an interview with Judge Schwartz, offering to hear his side of the 3 minutes that unfolded in courtroom 3B.
Should he sit in front of our cameras and apologize to the public?
I think so, yes.
Do you think he will?
Knowing judges the way I do, I don't think he will, but I hope he does. A little bit of humility's never hurt anybody.
Tony KOAA, Scripps News Group.